I try my best to not be that guy. I try my best to not be that guy that's always saying, I told you so. It's really fun when you spend the whole season talking about a guy named Luka Doncic and you talk about why he's the best player in the league. He gets to the playoffs, and throughout the whole playoffs, it seems like he's been about 70-80%, and he's still outdoing who y'all called the best player in the league. Y'all talk about Ant all day, all night, and y'all act like Luka just sucks, right? But Ant is not better than Luka Doncic, and it's evident, and this series will prove it. What a big game one win by the Dallas Mavericks with such a dry shooting spell they went through. I think they started off the game like, I don't know, it was like 2 for like 15 from the three-point line. I know they missed 10 three-pointers in a row at one point. And then Josh Green broke that streak. These guys could not make a three-pointer to save their life. And that game was on the back of Kyrie Irving. First half, Kyrie Irving killed. I'm tempted to call this video something like, is Luka and Kyrie the best backcourt of all time? That's not what this is about. That's going to be a video for later. Hopefully if they can come out of the conference finals, the Mavericks, and that'll be a video in which I make. But I think they are probably the best backcourt to ever play the game. But why does it work? How does this talent come together? Well, the reason is in the difference between Luka and Kyrie and then Harden and Kyrie is that Luka and Kyrie both respect each other, and they are devoted to complimenting the other player while on the basketball court. What do I mean by that? Well, you have Kyrie. He'll have his I think all last series he was scoring like 6 points in the first half, and then the second half Kyrie would turn up. Well, this game Kyrie Irving was killing in the first half, and Luka Doncic was playing all right. Luka's always going to get his, right? But Luka was not. His game wasn't elevated. He was that Luka we've been seeing in his worst games last series. That hurt, beat up Luka is what we saw in that first half. In the second half, even though Kyrie had 24 points in the first half, he backed off and he let Luka do his thing. That's special, man. In game one of the conference finals, when you got a guy on the other side who everybody has their eyes on, and he said, I'm going to get you. I'm going to guard you. And I'm going to take care of you. He said that on live television. And you have 24 points in the first half. You got a chance to come in the second half and totally embarrass him with the 50 bomb to end the game. Like, you could at least score 40, right, if you would have went to go get yours. But you end the game with 30 because you want to win. And I think Kyrie Irving playing with LeBron was one of the better things to happen to him, because he learned to be in the shadows, and he went to go elsewhere, improved his game. He's definitely gotten better, but he learned how to play in the shadows. He learned how to be humble, and humbleness is what makes Kyrie Irving so great these days. It's because he's a grown man. Everybody and their mama want to play like Kyrie Irving. I don't play much basketball, but I go outside, every other day with my little brother, and I hoop. And even I find myself doing Kyrie Irving-esque moves. And bro, I played AAU when I was like 11, 12. It's been years, but I'm still trying to do Kyrie Irving jelly rolls right when I get out there, because that's who you want to play like. Like, I'm a Curry fan, but when I get on the court, I want to play like Kyrie. Who doesn't? Like, Kyrie Irving is one of the more popular basketball players ever. He's shifted the game in a way not a lot of guys have. No guys have really been as shifty as Kyrie. It hasn't been a lot of them in this generation. And he's the greatest ball handler ever, one of the coolest cats you'll see. And even though he's got all these things going, and he's one of the more popular basketball players in the NBA, probably top 5, right? He is deferring to Luka. And that is how you win games. And Luka, being the best player in the league, in my opinion, is deferring to Kyrie. There's something special about that. And that backcourt really works. And I wanted to spend a segment talking about that. I also wanted to talk about the drop coverage, because I know if you watched the game and you heard the commentators, they kept talking about that drop coverage. Now, that drop coverage is very lethal because of the way Luka plays. And I could have said that before the series started. I didn't make a video. I have made some videos previewing this series that never got posted. But I would have told you that if they run that drop coverage with those two bigs, it's not going to work, because Luka's going to get you on his back every time. Luka plays too slow. So since the Timberwolves are always set in their defense and they play a slow set defense, the way the Mavs play is just Luka plays a slow offense anyway. So he's going to take his time, take some dribbles. It's not like the Pacers. So really, you're fighting fire with fire, and one fire just seems to be a bit hotter because Luka is going to be better than your defense. And on the other side, The Mavericks are clamping up. Did you see the 2 plays Luka had in the end of that fourth quarter? Those 2 steals. This man, he is playing amazing defense. And like he said, it's Kyrie. Kyrie is helping him on the offensive side, so he's able to focus more on defense. He doesn't have to worry so much about offense and everything just being him. He's got other heavy hitters on his team, and he can just defer and he can retire into playing a bit of defense. And he did it, and he's playing it. And I'm telling you, man, I got Mavs in 5 or 6. I don't think the Timberwolves can really mess with this team because the matchup is very tough. It's gonna be very, very tough to shut down Luka. You're gonna have to revamp the entire way you play defense, and I don't think the Timberwolves can do that. I just don't think they can at this point. They're too young of a team, and they don't have as much defensive versatility as you might think they do. They really don't. They just have a bunch of guys who complement each other well with the right amount of size and length. But if you try to play a different type of defense when you're that big, it's not going to work. You have to, like, when you're having 2 bigs on the court at all times, either it be Naz Reid and Rudy, or Cat and Naz, or Cat and Rudy. Like, when you have 2 bigs on the court at the same time, like, it's hard to just, be diverse with the defense you play. It's going to be very, very hard for them to shift the way they play defense, but they're going to have to, because you can't keep doing that drop coverage with Luka. And I saw a few times they blitzed him, but if Luka can just get that ball off, a lot of it is his teammates being in the right place at the right time, and they're looking a lot better than earlier in the season, right? When they're in the right place at the right time, he can make that pass. Then you're playing 4-on-3, and 4-on-3 with Kyrie Irving on the court is, you don't want to do that. 4-on-3 with Kyrie Irving on the court, and 2 big men who can get that touch, who got that touch around that rim, are gonna get that ball and dunk it. I don't know if you want to do that. So I'll see what the Timberwolves do. I'm not counting them out. I've got the Mavs in 6, but depending on what adjustments they make, I see Mavs in 5. But if the Wolves make the right adjustment, the Wolves they only lost by 4 points, and this is one of the better games you're gonna get from Luka and Kyrie. 63 points. So anyway, what a great game for the Mavericks. They play great defense. Big men play great, and Luka, man, best player in the league in my opinion, and he's doing his thing, man. And it's great to have your guy that you've been advocating for all year. Like, even before he had 73 points, I'd made like 10 videos on him. I've been talking about this guy all year. He's the best in the league, and he's coming out showing why he's better than Ant. And I think he's by far better than Ant and SGA, and I think this is his time to prove it. Other than that, I'll see you guys later. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So it's been a while since I've said that. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.